Blue Origin made history in 2015 when it became the first company to launch a rocket above the Kármán line, the internationally acknowledged space limit, and then they even successfully landed it. While it was not as difficult as returning a rocket from orbit, as Musk has mocked Bezos in the past, it was nevertheless a significant step forward in the history of private space exploration. And unlike Musk, Bezos has experienced the thrill of piloting his own rocket. Now, how cool is that? All of these achievements push us into accepting Blue Origin as the next big space endeavor, or is it? Let's find out. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be talking about one of the most talked about space exploration private companies, Blue Origin. We will be disclosing the good, the bad, and the ugly side of this ambitious space project. Before we move on, do not forget to give us a like, share, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. With that being said, let's move on. Blue Origin was developed by Jeff Bezos with some really lofty goals in mind. Bezos, who was inspired by the late Princeton futurist Gerard K. O'Neill, dreamt of relocating heavy industries from setting up a base on Earth to space in order to cut greenhouse gas emissions. Through his project, he wants to establish the groundwork for an extraterrestrial economy in which tens of thousands of people live and work in space. His company is developing a lunar lander with leading defense contractors such as Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Draper. Together as they are develop a rocket as powerful as the one that carried Apollo astronauts to the moon. The company, along with all of its collaborators, have designed and built one of the most powerful rocket engines ever produced and has signed contracts to supply the engine to United Launch Alliance's next-generation Vulcan rocket. Thousands of the world's best rocket engineers work for Blue Origin. The firm also has access to an almost limitless amount of cash. Blue Origin is funded by Bezos, who is worth just under $200 billion and spends $1 billion a year out of his own pocket. Ellie Abrams, the company's former head of employee communications, who recently authored a whistleblower essay highlighting safety concerns and endemic misogyny, despite the leadership's involvement, the engineers truly believe that they work hard every day to make that a reality. However, we noticed that Blue Origin's master strategy has begun to crumble in recent years. NASA granted its lunar lander contract to SpaceX earlier this year, putting Blue Origin in the lurch. Blue Origin clearly not happy with this outcome and is now seeking help from the US government to rectify this issue. Following the loss of the contract, the organization has seen an outflow of top engineering talent, which has only added to the company's already lengthy delays. Because Blue Origin has struggled to catch its stride in constructing its powerful BE-4 rocket engine, the Vulcan rocket's first launch has been pushed back to late 2022. As a result, the engine's first flight will be delayed by another 5 years. Blue Origin's problems, according to Abrams, include both technological and cultural dimensions. On the technical side, the company has a significant amount of technical debt engineering challenges that have accumulated as a result of choosing the quickest solution rather than the best solution. The relentless focus on speed has harmed the company's ability to accurately address problems with its launch vehicles. Engineers grew tired of putting band-aids on problems, said Abrams, explaining the migration of top talent from Blue Origin. But it's not just the technical challenges that plague Blue Origin. Abrams highlighted a firm in which bosses are constantly improper towards women and dissent is actively repressed. Blue Origin's culture issues, according to Abrams, began at the top and spread across the firm quickly. She claimed that Blue Origin CEO Bob Smith, who was appointed by Bezos to lead the firm in 2017, ignored his employees' concerns about the company's vehicle safety and its poisonous workplace atmosphere. Now, those are some real red flags. Looking ahead, the challenge for Blue Origin is whether it can transform its culture in order to fulfill its objective. Many people, including Abrams, are pessimistic. However, it's possible that something will change soon. Bezos stepped down as CEO of Amazon earlier this year, pledging to devote more attention to Blue Origin. It remains to be seen whether Bezos' ambitious vision for human space exploration can rejuvenate the company's culture or not. The company has been stuck with a number of setbacks from its closest rival, Elon Musk's SpaceX. Blue Origin had submitted a bid for the contract to create a lunar lander that would transport men to the moon, a project put forth by NASA, but it was unsuccessful. The company clearly failed in its attempt to prevent SpaceX from winning the $2.9 billion contract, which was pretty much swept away with no mercy. In retaliation, Blue Origin in August filed a lawsuit against NASA alleging NASA's unlawful improper review of proposals. After the United States Government Accountability Office denied Blue Origin's objection, NASA's decision to go with SpaceX was upheld. But is that all to the story of Blue Origin? Before we go on, please do not forget to give us a like, share, and do subscribe to our channel for more. Moving on, here's a little background to the story. The feud began in April when Blue Origin was denied a contract to build a lunar lander. It planned to compel NASA to reopen contract bidding and make a new selection and award. It also sparked a verbal spat between Musk and Bezos. It threw all the social media platforms abuzz. I think he must focus more on his energy towards getting to space than on lawsuits, Musk remarked at a tech conference in September. SpaceX has a long track record of suing the US government on procurement problems and contesting various governmental decisions. Bezos responded the very next day. It's difficult to connect that history with their recent stance on others who have filed similar lawsuits. But let's get down to the facts. First and foremost, Bezos is no stranger to success. He's the owner of Amazon, the world's largest online retailer, which he created. He's of course also the world's richest man. With his purchase of the Washington Post, Bezos also possesses a media empire now. When it comes to Blue Origin, the billionaire's commercial space transportation enterprise that was launched in 2000, success is not unheard of. After returning from orbit, the corporation is known to have successfully landed its New Shepard rocket vertically, meaning the rocket landed upright on its legs. Even the boosters were reused. Now that's a really impressive accomplishment. Despite the billionaire founder's support, Blue Origin can only brag of that. When compared to the competition, a one-of-a-kind victory with the New Shepard pales into insignificance. SpaceX, Blue Origin's main competitor, was formed 2 years after Blue Origin and can claim to have completed more than 100 missions into orbit with a reusable rocket dubbed the Falcon 9. It's even been used to launch NASA astronauts into space. The New Shepard never made it into space and had no crew. Smaller businesses are even catching up to Blue Origin. With less exposure, Rocket Lab has nearly completed the design of its Electron rocket, which will use cheaper 3D-printed engines. The firm has the advantage of being able to move quickly, having conducted no fewer than 18 flights, all of which successfully transported real satellites into orbit. In a few years, Rocket Labs is even considering sending a probe to Venus. Blue Origin has been pursuing human spaceflight as a recreational pursuit. Of course, that would be the domain of the filthy rich, but only if Bezos can pull it off. New Shepard's original mission was to transport adrenaline junkies with deep pockets to suborbital space in groups of 6, where they would bask in the euphoria of weightlessness and marvel at the magnificent view of the planet Earth from the vantage point, all for the grand total of a few minutes. A first crewed flight for the New Shepard was intended to take place in 2019, but it never happened. If Blue Origin had anticipated a start in 2022, the epidemic put a stop to that, since the business had to postpone most of its plans. Even the crewed mission plan for the rocket in 2021 appears to be a long shot. But does that mean that Blue Origin has taken a backseat in the space race? Of course not. They do have lots of exciting projects in store. New Glenn, Amazon's 2-stage rocket, has arrived. It is 98 meters tall and was named after astronaut John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth. New Glenn would be capable of transporting 50 tons of payload to low Earth orbits, as well as carrying humans into space. The boosters will return to Earth and land on a spacecraft, much like its competitors' Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets. The Heavy Lift rocket was supposed to make its first flight in late 2021, but that has been ruled out. Blue Origin had to push back its launch date until 2022, citing the following reasons. The decision by the Space Force not to pick New Glenn for the National Security Space Launch (NSSL) Phase 2 Launch Services Procurement (LSP) has resulted in this revised maiden flight target. New Glenn is moving forward with its current commercial contracts, as well as pursuing a vast and growing commercial market and signing new civil space launch contracts. We plan to launch NSSL payloads in the future, and we remain dedicated to supporting the national defense mission of the United States. If it is any comfort, NASA just approved Blue Origin's New Glenn to compete for contracts under the agency's Launch Services Second Program, which covers launches until December 2027. However, it would still have to get past SpaceX, which is proving to be a mammoth job. Would the fate of Blue Origin turn tables soon? Would the new project come as a roaring success that can elevate the current standing of the company? We can only wait and watch for now. What are your thoughts? Who do you think has been more successful, SpaceX or Blue Origin? Let us know in the comment sections below. If you enjoyed our video, watch this tech video. Please do not forget to give us a like, do subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you'd never miss the next video from us. Thanks for watching.